I am here. Hello. Sorry about that. I went to go grab a sweatshirt and noticed that my humidifier was just straight up leaking everywhere. It's never a dull day. Never a dull day. What's going on, Sir Nicholas? Um so I obviously had to take care of that real quick. I just shoved it in my shower. It'll be fine. I am absolutely sure it was leaking because I had it on a chair and the chair is not horizontal. So, not the first time it's leaked either, so you'd think I would learn, but I want it so that while I'm sleeping I can have fucking air over me. Not air, but humidity, because the heater makes the air all dry. Sorry, I'm not really prepared to not prepared to stream. Good start to the hashtag sponsored stream today. I'm gonna be checking out the farmer. The farmer was replaced. Sorry, my brain is still on the humidifier. You're gonna be checking out the farmer was replaced. A little game where it seems like you are coding a drone to do your farming for you. So we're gonna check that out. Like I said, it's a sponsored stream, so hashtag ad is on there. I am gonna post and pin in the chat on Twitch the URL. Let me do that right now. Check out the game here. And I will pin until manually unpinned. Okay, there we go. It shouldn't have been silence for too long. It's only been like a couple seconds, I hope. But again, good start to sponsor stream. I'm gonna pop open this drink here. I am going to delete that. I squate out on blue sky that I'm streaming. Right? I'm pretty sure I did. Yep. And yeah, I'm ready to go, I think. I think so. Let me go to Steam. Let me go to library. Let me go to launch. So this launched today. It is available for, I think, $8. Right now it's on sale. $8. It will be $10 when the sale ends. So you got, wow, until the 24th. All right, so you got 2 weeks to pick it up at a discount, which is nice. If you're interested. Where's my camera? Why is my camera not working? What is this stream? Why? Yesterday I had such issues too. It's not recognizing my camera. Hang on. God. Uh-oh. Alright, this might be no camera stream. But why? I I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Nothing changed since yesterday. Why do I have troubleshooting stream part 2? No, I deleted a different camera from the device tab. I can see it. I can see it. It's just not here. It doesn't need to be like this. I promise it doesn't need to be like this, computer. Okay, so it detects it. It's just a black screen. Why? It's going. I don't know. I'm having fucking tech issues the second day in a row. I don't know why. Yeah. You don't even get my audio. That's weird, dude. I mean, I could stream without a camera, but like, you know. Yeah, I don't know why this is like this. Spectacular though. It's always appreciated when the camera breaks. That works. That's my Elgato. That's the fucking switch. The switch works. All right. I don't get it. It worked fine yesterday. Nothing's changed. I haven't even restarted the computer since yesterday. It's just so annoying. Let me try one more thing. How's it going, old man? I don't understand. Oh! Okay, hang on a second. Hold up. Hey. I fixed it. It's only, again, 20 minutes into stream and I fucking haven't even started the game. Oh. Good sponsored stream already. You hear me twice. Hang on a second. There we go. Now you can't hear me twice. Yeah, it's going through the camera and my microphone. That's why. I basically have to re-edit as a source and unplug the camera from my capture card and unplug the capture card from my computer and turn the camera off and start it all back up. Hey, welcome to the stream. No, I'm joking. Oh, man. Alrighty. Autosave on File Watcher. Oh, interesting. External code editor. I'm not going to do that, but code highlights, tabs to spaces, increment number effects, UI size, viewport sliding. I'll turn the UI up a little bit so we can all make sure we see errors. Print, yes, yes. WSAD, okay, I'm gonna figure that out as I go. Volume's all good. Graphics, FX limit, frames. 1/4 VSync. Oh, 36 FPS. There we go. That's what I want. Ah, yes, full screen, window, full screen. Okay. Getting started. This window contains information about everything in the game. You can move windows around by dragging and dropping the gray part of the window. You can move around by dragging anywhere outside the window. To start with the program, go to the first program page by clicking on it. Be sure to check out the buttons at the top right corner of the screen. Hover over them to see the tooltip explain what they do. One of them opens the tech tree. Create a new code file. Open a new info window. Open the unlock tree. Tech tree versus unlock tree. While. Loops. Unlock simple while loops. While true, harvest. Unlock cost is 5 grains. 5 somethings. Starts or stops execution. Executes one step. Shrink. Permanently delete. Add a new window. Cool. F0. Yep. Open info in a new window. General info. Whoa. Okay. External editor. I'm not going to use an external editor right now. If I want to use it later, I might. Loading backups 1.0 credits. Okay. Programming. Comments. Unlocks grass. Increase the yield of grass. Now you got to pay hay. Do a flip. Harvest and pet the piggy are built-in functions. Items, hay. Entities, grass. Grounds, grassland, and soil. Okay, so that's describing the type of ground. This is an entity of grass. It is on grounds.grassland. Items, hay. Obtained by cutting grass. You have 0. Harvest. Harvest the entity under the drone. If you harvest an entity that can't be harvested, it will be destroyed. Returns true if an entity was removed, false if otherwise. Takes 200 ticks to execute if an entity was removed, 1 tick otherwise. So can I just do harvest? And say go? Hey, look at that. Hello world. Oh, you can't see the achievement. Run your first program. All right, so we just got some grain. Perfect. So we also saw that we can unlock the loop if we get 5 of these. So why don't we go ahead and execute this 2, 3, 4, 5 and do the loop. You've unlocked the while loop and the values true and false. The while loop helps executing the loop body as long as the condition is true. While condition, loop body. Don't worry about creating infinite loops. The delays in the execution will prevent the program from freezing. For beginners, perhaps you have already tried to put harvests call several times in a row. I have not. I didn't get that far. I just pushed the button 5 times. This allows you to harvest several times in one program run. However, it would be nice to harvest more than 3 times, and writing the same code multiple times is bad practice. The solution is a loop. Yeah, right? I still don't really know how to code, so this will be good for me, but I wish I had this when I was younger. Better execution is a loop. The loop allows you to run the same code multiple times. The while loop takes a condition, which is a logical value that can only be in one of two states, true or false. Such value is called a Boolean value. The loop then executes the code inside the loop until the condition is false. The while loop looks like this. While condition, loop body, loop body, loop body. Where you have to replace the condition with a Boolean value and loop body with whatever you want to do in the loop. There are two constant Boolean values available. Constants are values that never change during the program. To create a constant Boolean value that is always true, you can simply write true. Write false has a constant Boolean value that will always be false, so you can write either. While false, do a flip, or while true, do a flip. The first will never do a flip, and the second will do flips forever, an infinite loop. Normally, creating an infinite loop is a bad idea because it will freeze the program. But in this game, there are delays between each iteration of the loop, so it will cause the drone to keep doing a flip until you manually stop by pressing the execute button again. Notice how the line after the colon is indented. Indentation is used to separate blocks of code. Just press tab to add an indentation and shift tab to remove it. The loop will repeat all indented statements after the colon. Statements after the indented block will be executed after the loop has finished. Interesting. All right. What's going on, Nudio? So this is a programming language that, what do they call it? Is not tab oriented, but your tab matters in this. Some programs look for like a semicolon like that or whatever they call it. Some don't. This one I guess doesn't. So we can do while true colon harvest and say go. Oh, not a valid statement. What did I do wrong? While has to be lowercase. While true harvest. Infinite loop. Create an infinite loop achievement. All right. All human butts are indented. Great. I think we just won the game. That's all. We will farm forever. Oh, I gotta do... Ooh. I got the achievement for doing a flip. What do we got on our tech tree? We got hats. A hat for our drone. Unlock 50 hay. We got speed. Increases the speed of both the drone and the code execution for 20 hay. There's 5 stacks of that, it looks like. Grass. Increase the yield of grass. Unlock costs 300. Why don't we unlock hats? Hats. You've unlocked a hat colors for your drone. Equip them like this. Change hat. Hat gray. Purple. Can I just copy that code? Yeah, I can. So if I do... Oh, no. We do that. I got the fashionable achievement for equipping a new hat. Can I do a loop of changing hats per different action? I mean, isn't that what I'm kind of doing now? You got the Kodak Charm camera today? Oh, nice. I remember you think you were telling me that. I think. Well, that's good. I like how it shows you exactly where it is in the thing, and you can also do step by step. Except the flip just pauses. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to go back to just do this. We'll leave the brown hat on. We'll harvest a few. Oh, it does stay on top of the window. Okay, good. I was looking at this. So let's read some of this stuff while we harvest a little extra. All programming is done in code windows. Each code window corresponds to a text file containing code. You can rename the file by clicking on its name at the top of the window. Code can be edited like in any text editor, as long as it's not running. You can execute the program directly by pressing the green play buttons in the code window. You can create more code files using the plus button in the upper right corner of the screen, up here. You can dock a window by dragging it onto it. Oh, it docked below, okay. You will notice that once you start typing, simple code completion window will pop up. Press tab to insert the code completion. Use the arrow keys to navigate through the completion options. Don't worry if this is your first time programming. Language is unlocked step by step, so you won't be overwhelmed by all the things you can do. The syntax is also similar to that of Python, which is one of the most widely used programming languages in the world, so learning it is not completely wasted. So for context about me, I've done a little bit in Python. If you remember the real trombone hero controller, that uses both the Arduino C++, I think is Arduino, and Python to communicate to the computer. What is Arduino C++? It is based on C++. So most of my knowledge is the Arduino variant of C++. That is what I programmed my the page turner for my tuba, the device that governs when my speakers turn on and off. That I use them all the time. So that is what I'm most familiar with. But I do have a little bit of Python knowledge, enough to say hello world and copy other people's code to make it work. If you already know Python, it's not a problem either. You just be able to skip the early game quickly to get into more interesting stuff. Currently, there are 2 drone commands available, harvest and do a flip. These are function calls. You can think of a function as a command that can be executed. You can execute it using the parentheses. Try typing these statements in the code window and pressing the execute button. We did that with harvest. You can run multiple statements in a row. Harvest, do a flip, harvest. Unlocks. Collecting grass will give you hay. Hay can be used to unlock loops in the unlock menu. Open the unlock menu with the button in the top right corner. Okay, so we're doing all right. We're learning. I'm getting text messages while I play here. We did first program, right? Getting started. Yep, that was what we were looking at before. Loading backups. 1.0 is here. That's all about the 1.0 version of the game that unlocked today. Grass, hats, and loops. So this just tells you all the things you've unlocked. Breaks. Breaks allow stopping a loop early. When the break statement is reached, it will immediately exit the innermost loop and start running the code after the loop. For I in range 10, so this is something that I know of, what's going on, Mazaka, and always forget how to use. Print I. This prints 0 because I is 0 in the first iteration of the loop, and then the break statement ends the loop. It also works in while loops. Oh, I see. That's not, this isn't this is about break still. Yeah, it's Python, basically. If can harvest. All right, so there's can harvest. Change hat. Do I not have can harvest as an option right now? What does pet the piggy do? Feels good. Pet. Oh, the little drone piggy. An achievement for that too. Okay. Change hat. Continue. Do a flip. False. Harvest. Hats. Pass. True. While. What is pass? There shouldn't be any code here. I guess we'll find out about that later. The code runs in the while loop. All right. So if we can harvest, we break. And while not, we pass. That's true. Has the same effect. Pass. Okay, so pass just means move on, I guess. For I in the range of 10, for J in the range of 10, break, print. This is never printed, print. This is printed 10 times. In nested loops, break always exits. Okay. So basically what happens here is, so for I in the range of 10, which starts as 0, we'll do, for J in the range of 10, which starts as 0, we'll do break. Break breaks out this loop to the other loop, so it goes down to this, and it prints this for 0, then it comes back to this, and then it goes to 1, and we print it in 2, and so it'll print it 10 times, and it'll always ignore this is never printed because we're breaking past it. Okay. Okay. So we have 500 hay. Let us buy grass. We'll double the yield of grass. And we'll get some speed unlocks too. Speed upgrade. The execution speed has been doubled. The problem is the drone now harvests faster than the grass can grow, resulting in no harvest at all. Is that what happens? Yeah, okay. So it never fully grows, so we don't get anything from it. I have no idea what that means, Wazaka. I guess no? Teaching you for loops as well. Yeah, that's something that I'm terrible with. I always just do a big if-then tree. I never do for loops. My codes are always messy, but that's okay. The problem is the drone now harvests faster than the grass can grow, resulting in no harvest at all. To deal with this, if branches and the can harvest function are now unlocked, check before harvesting. So far, we've only had true or false condition. So can I do before? Yeah, all right. I should have. While. Can I just do this? While you can harvest, then harvest? Oh, but then I can't harvest afterward. So the next time it fails. All right, let me keep reading then. Well, yeah, true or false can harvest returns true. If the plant of the drone can be harvested and false otherwise. The reason you use this function as a condition. All right, so wait, why can't I just do while true? Oops. Can harvest. And then we do harvest. Right? Too much indentation. Oh, because I need if. If can harvest, harvest. No. Oh, colon. Right, that's not a command. That's still asking. Okay. I got it. This is coding to make your farm work. I should have just finished reading, but I want to kind of also figure it out. If can harvest, parentheses, colon, do something. The reason you can use this function as a condition like this is because it returns a Boolean value. A return value essentially means that after the functionality is executed, the function call expression evaluates the returned value. What happens when the above code runs? So if can harvest, do something. The if runs, can harvest is called. Can harvest does the thing. Oh, does its thing. Can harvest returns true or false. The statement is now if true or if false. The code block is only executed if it can harvest. We can now use if to prevent the drone from harvesting too early. All right. I'm always going to be on an odd number because I increased the amount I harvest on an odd number. $500 wood. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Let's see. Expand. Expands the farmland and unlocks movement. Plant. Unlocks planting. Let me do expand first. It grew achievement. If cat exists, pet. Expand 1. Your farm has grown. The space is not much of a use to you if you can't move the drones. There's a new function, move. Hay farmer. Farm 1,000 hay. I guess that's total, not current. Return meow. There's a new function, move, that moves the drone. Move requires that you specify a direction in which you want the drone to move. There are 4 new constants for this, north, east, south, and west. For example, move north will move the drone 1 square to the north. If you move over the edge of the farm, the drone will be moved to the other side of the farm. The following example will move the farm north and wrap. Okay. So while true, let's see. Move, move north. If can harvest, harvest. Okay, it's not really that much faster than... That actually might be slower than what I was doing before. Alright. That's basic movement. What happens if I expand again? Oops. It costs money to expand. Okay, so we'll unlock planting. Plant entities.bush. Plant. Grass is nice because it grows automatically. All other plants have to be planted with the plant function. The only plant you can plant right now is a bush. You can pass the type of plant you want to plant to the function like this. Plant parentheses entities.bush. This will plant a bush under the drone. Call clear to reset the farm to all grass and reset the drone position. It seems that you grow more than one type of plant at the farm. If you grow, you sometimes get a higher yield. You need to research polyculture to learn more. All right, so can I do... Oops. That. So we harvest and then plant. All right. Bushes. Plant a bush. And we're waiting. And then we harvest. We're harvesting wood now. Interesting that it doesn't like finish growing while the game's paused. Or does it? Oh, maybe that is maybe it is just a bush that it grows to. I kind of think that's the point. Evil is that you learn how to be more and more efficient with this, and if you already know how to code, you get a natural speed bonus. How's it going, Flora? Hopefully you're doing well today. I've got cat hair all over my freaking microphone. All right, let's look at this again. Can I buy... It's 20. Yes, let me buy it again. Okay. Your farm has expanded again. Now the tiles are no longer in a nice row, so you need to find a way to traverse a square grid. With the while loop, it's not possible until you unlock senses and operations. It's time to introduce the for loop. You can read all about the for loop on the for loop page, but for now you only need to repeat code a fixed number of times. Let's look at the for loop. The for loop works like in Python, called for each loop in some languages. Called for each loop in some languages, not to be confused with the C style for loop, which is something different. All right, don't confuse me. For I in a sequence, do something with I. Similar to the while loop, the for loop also repeatedly calls a block of code. Instead of looping based on a condition, it executes the loop body once for each element in a sequence. A for loop looks like this. For the variable name in a sequence, do the code. You need it right now? It came out today. Oh, that reminds me. I have a copy of the game to give away. I'll be doing that later. So if you're interested in the game, you can pick it up. It's $8 right now, or hang out. Maybe you'll win it later. I was able to get a copy to give away, so Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do have a key to give away. I just checked. Load-bearing coconut situation. For I in the sequence, do something with I. A for loop looks like this. For the variable name in a sequence, do the code block. Variable name can be any name you choose. It's a variable that stores the current element in the sequence. Sequence needs to be some value that can be iterated, like a range of numbers. The code block is executed for every element within with the loop variable assigned to that element. Ranges, Ranges, start at 0, end step 1. Generates a sequence of numbers at a start, ending right before reaching the end, so end is excluded. And using the size of step. Okay, so if we start 0, end at 20, step of 1, we'll do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then go back to 0, it sounds like. Note that it starts to set to 0 by default, and if only one argument is given, it will bind to end. This isn't normally possible. In Python, range is a class constructor that allows this strange behavior. It takes 1 tick to execute. For I in range 10, print I. For I in range 2, 6, print I. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5. For I in range 10, 0, -1, it would start at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think for right now I'm not, because I want to try and figure some of this out. But if I get stuck, I definitely will ask and then accept some help then. But I wanna try and learn a little bit myself. I kind of loosely know a lot of these concepts, but oh, I got out of my info here. We were doing while. No, we weren't. What was I doing? I was doing expand. Expand to the for loop, right? Now you only need to repeat a code to fix number of times. For I in range of 5, do a flip. Range n creates a range number from 0 to n-1, which has n elements in it. The for loop runs its loop body once every element in the sequence. In this example, it would be called 5 times, so we'll do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for this range. The function getWorldSize is now available. It returns the side length of your farm. That way you can write code that won't break with the next expand upgrade. For I in range of world size, harvest and move north. This example harvests 1 column of the farm for any farm size. All right, so there's hints and solutions. Okay, so let's do for I in range, and we'll do get world size. That should still just harvest this 1 lane, right? Oh, colon. Uh-oh. Isn't enough indentation. Okay. Okay. So can I do... move east. How does that do what I'm thinking I want it to? It does not. That does what I want it to do, though. All right. You think it's a cool way to learn concepts of programming languages? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely will have some fun. Using a keyboard probably helps to write code. I I do have a keyboard. Thank you. Okay. So basically, I'm going to try and explain this so I make sure I understand it correctly. While true, which is always true, for I in the range of the world size, which is 3, we're going to move north. If we can harvest, we're going to harvest. If we do harvest, we'll plant. And then we'll move. You know, we'll repeat that. So for 2, we'll move north and then harvest. And then 3, we'll move north and harvest. And then when that's done, we'll move east 1 and repeat. Let's see what the hint says. There are, of course, several ways to move around the farm. There's a way to traverse in a systematic way that won't break when the farm grows again. A systematic way to get every place in the farm would be to repeat the following. Move north until it wraps around, then move east. Be helpful. For I. For J. Interesting. Are we always assuming the world is a square? I guess at this point then? Because get world size would be 3 for both of these. So basically this is just saying for whatever in the range of 0 to 0, 1, or 2. Yeah, it's iterative, but it doesn't specify world size horizontal versus vertical. Like, what if it's a 4x3? You know what I mean? Like that I'm just not sure if for this game we're bound by a square so that the world size is always the same. Like it's always square. All right, yeah, that makes sense then. I guess it would have to be because we're not specifying horizontal versus vertical world size. So, all right. And so let me. I want to try something here before I go on. Hey, thank you for following though. If range, can I specify like if range is 2? Does that contextually work? I guess I'll have to see if it yells at me. No, it's still always planting. It's still always planting a bush. So if range 2 is returning true all the time. Or wait, what I say for I? For I want to do I equals 2. I don't think that's a thing. I'm sure this will all be explained later. Check for equality to use double equal. Must be a colon at the end. New hat unlocked. Traffic cone. Error. Cause a runtime error. Unlock set operators must be unlocked. Okay, so they're yelling at me. They're like, "Oh, dude, you're going. You didn't purchase the operator error. The operator error. This operator yet? Okay. Can I comment out in Python, or is it this? I forget what comment out is in Python. Hashtag. I don't know if that'll work. Okay, cool. Okay. You think you see why? If it harvests, then there's an unplanted zone under 0. So it's technically checking if 2, but always returning if there's an unplanted 0. I was trying to check to see where in the range it was, not necessarily what was underneath the drone. But I mean, it seems like I might have gotten it right. It's just I didn't unlock the comparator or whatever you want to call that. I think. use JavaScript mostly at work. I was talking earlier about like my programming. I'm getting too advanced yet. My I don't even want to say background because I don't have a background in programming, but like a lot of the stuff I know is C++ because I do a lot of Arduino stuff. I have the tiniest bit of Python that I'm aware of, but don't know how to use. So this is all familiar concepts, but not like active knowledge for me, I guess. The idea is right. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I mean, I can understand how the game would want to limit you from doing certain things because you are learning still. Speed. I heard it go faster. It looks like there's carrots on the horizon. Expands to 4x4. Yeah, all right. So you can see it says it'll be 4x4. Unlocks planting of bush. I have that. So I can do carrots. I have the print. And I have operators. Oh, well, I mean... All right. Arithmetic operators. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. Double divide? I don't know what that is. Percentage and double... I don't know what these three are. We'll find out as we read, I guess. Comparison operators. Equals. Not equals. Less than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. Less than or greater than. Boolean operators. Not and or. All numbers in this game are floating point numbers. So all arithmetic operators are floating point operators. / defined is defined to just floor the numbers after division. Okay, hopefully it explains that. For an assignment operators, you need to unlock the variables unlock. Introduction. Operators allow you to compare, modify, and combine values. Arithmetic operators are used to perform common mathematical operations on numbers. The comparator operators are used to compare values. The result is always either true or false. The logic operators, also called Boolean operators, not and or, are used to combine truth values. Plus and minus are used for addition and subtraction. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. Multiply, divide, and... I don't know what the double. Double divide does the same thing as divide, but the result is floored. Round down to the nearest integer. Okay. Gotcha. Understood. 5 double divide by 2 evaluates to 2 because it's 2.5 rounded down. It's coding factorial, kind of. Percentage is the modulo operator, also known as the remainder operator. It essentially divides two numbers and then returns the remainder. You can also think of it as repeatedly subtracting the right number from the left number until the remainder is less than the right number. Okay. That's one of the things I know what modulo is, but if you asked me what's modulo mean, I'd be like, I don't know. So 4 modulo 2 goes to 0 because if you take 4, subtract 2, you end up with 0. 5 modulo 2 is 1. 6 modulo 2 is 0. 2 modulo 6 is 2. 1.5 modulo 1 is 0.5. Multiply is the power operator. Okay. So that's 2 squared. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. Negative 5 to the third evaluates to negative 125. Okay. Comparison operators. Equals and not equals are used to check if two values are equal or not equal. They can be used on all types of values. 2 equals 2 evaluates to true. Entities.bush is not equal to entities.bush returns false. 3 not equal 3 plus 1 evaluates to true because 3 is not equal to 3 plus 1. Greater than, less than, equal to, all that. Can only be used on numbers. They check the left number is smaller or equal to, or bigger or equal to, or smaller or bigger than the right number. That's pretty, hopefully, apparent. He's working his little heart out, isn't he? He's going fast. Logic operators not simply inverts the value. Not false is true. Not true is false. And evaluates to true only if both values are true. True and true is true. True and false is false. False and false is false. Interesting. Why is false and false false? Oh, only if both values are true. Okay, yeah. It's not looking to see if they're the same. It's looking to see if they're both true. Or evaluates to true if at least one value is true. True or true is true. True or false is true. False or false is false. It's interesting. I feel like false and false would be true, but I guess not. All right. Well, with that in mind, if we uncomment this out, All right, so we're growing. New hat unlocked. Hat, tree hat. We collected 1,000 wood as well. All right, so we're every second of this, you know, interesting 0, 1, 2, I would think. But oh no, I think I'm starting in the middle. Yeah, so I guess 2, 0, 1 in this case is now a bush instead of wheat, because we have, if the range is 2, we're going to plant a bush instead. And so we could reverse that and do that. And, uh-oh, what did I do? Do I have that backwards? Is it not equals? Yes. So now we'll do bushes on the outside. All right. Ooh. What's going on, Colonel? How you doing? How's it going, Flaccid? Hope you're doing all right as well. All right, cool. So I think I'm starting to sort of understand some of this. So we can unlock carrots. I'm gonna unlock the debug just to have it. Sometimes your code doesn't want to work. You need to find out why. There are a couple of tools to help you do that. The first is to execute the program step by step. You can go into step-by-step mode by clicking the button next to the execute button and setting a breakpoint. Breakpoints can be added by clicking on the breakpoint panel to the left of the code. All right, so you can have it run until you reach that same point again. When execution reaches the line where the breakpoint is, it will automatically switch to step-by-step mode. When you move your mouse over a variable, its current value is displayed. Move, north, range, well, I is going to be 2. Okay. The print function can be very useful. It will write any value passed to it directly into the air. So if I do, oops, print I. Oh, look. That's cool. And now 2 is in a different spot because I have been pausing it and changing the code, but they can't see sharp. Oof. You could use clear at the top to reset the drone to 0. Oh, that's true. So if I do clear, do I need to send me? No, I don't. Interesting. I haven't moved before I do anything. So hang on. Let me get rid of that. And add it here. Oh, wait a second. Now it's moving. All right. Hang on a second. I know why it's doing it. I just want to know what I want to do to correct this. So we have it harvest if it can. If I equals 2. So I want it to go. Okay, we're always checking if I is 2. So I just want to move that below. If it's only executing the I is 2 is if I is 2. So that should do. Okay. Cool. Can it print any string? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't have a comma? Wait a second. Do I need a... Yeah, okay, I need parentheses, quotes, don't I? Except I'm having it print over itself, so the number is in the way. Okay. Print truth, can harvest, print current position. Oh, interesting. So I can get the position, but I can't get specifically horizontal or vertical size. Although, again, if it's a square, it doesn't matter. You got an ice cream truck going past? Oof. The print function prints the value directly into the air and to the output page. Do I have an output page? Oh. Yeah, okay. It's just spitting the output on this. Okay. This is output text. Yeah, all right. So it's actually spitting out into the text file, though it's open, so it's not live updating. But where is the update? I have an idea. Hang on a second. Where is this file is what I want to know. In local low. Okay, cool. So you ready? What if I do this? We do a new text. Read from file. How do I make it continue to read, though? OBS has this ability. I don't know if I want to actually use it, but... Oh, wait, it's updating. All right. Can I choose how many lines? I can. All right. So we could always just kick the output. Although it does seem to be missing. I don't know how often it's updating. It doesn't. I don't know if that's a issue with the output text not saving fast enough or not, but it's not keeping up. That's okay. It's not required. I just thought it was interesting that you're able to grab that. A permanent way to never get sick again. Yeah, when you choke and die on a honey avalanche. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. They don't want you to know. All right, what else can we buy? We can buy carrots is the next thing we can unlock. I can unlock more yield of grass. I can unlock speed. No, I can't. Oh, I unlocked more hats. Let's see. Can I do change hat? Is there a random? A random operator? No. Oh. Maybe? No. Wizard's hat. High order programming. Pass a function in an argument. Wait, what? I got an achievement for doing something wrong. Pass a function as an argument to a function. The one argument of change hat was random. This is not a valid argument. Okay, we are not allowed. We are not allowed to hats dot change hats. Can be iterated with a for loop. Okay. I want to look at this again. Hats dot. Brown, gray, green, purple, straw, traffic cone, tree hat, wizard hat. Oh. All right. I don't need that anymore. I changed it to wizard. Let's see traffic cone. There's a tree hat as well. I just want to see what they look like. I could make it just random, not random, but go through the list. Can I do for I in range hats? Ja. Change hats dot change. No. Change hat. Can I do that? There's got to be a way to do that. Hats is not a valid argument. Oh, all right. We'll revisit this. I'm not. Let's go on username. I'm not sold on having to get hats. Carrots. Till the soil and plant carrots. Till plant entities dot carrot. Before you can plant carrots with plant entities carrots, you have to till the soil. This will change the ground to grounds.soil. To till the soil, simply call till. Calling till again will change it back to grounds grassland. Planting carrots costs wood and hay. These items will be automatically removed when planting entities.carrot. You can see the cost of any plant on its own page. Base growth time between 4.8 and 7.2 can grow on soil. Plant cost. For more related info, see carrots. All right, so I resize as I can. What if I do oops, not that. If I equals 1, we do till and then plant entities dot carrot. All right, got achievement for planting carrots. Do I always need to till the soil? Or just the first time? You don't have random yet? Ah, ribbon piece. All right, we'll get there. Oh, see? All right, so we changed it back. So, if get, how do I get the ground? Can I plant and use on ground grassland? Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna figure this out. STR. Oh. String. I want, again, I don't want the answer. I want to find out how I can detect what ground is below me. Those are all unlocks. Operators, plant, speed. Can harvest. Get world size. Harvest, move. Quick print. Quick print. Doesn't write to the air. Gotcha. Okay. Range. I thought I saw how to check what was underneath. Operator. Not operator. It's not wild. It's not going to be their programming. I guess it would be a built-in function. And harvest, change hat, clear, do a flip, get world size. Harvest. Move. You would think I could go to this and like see how to detect it. Items.hey. Hang on a second. See plant. Plant, no. Operators, loops, hat, grass, no. You think it might possible? That was me purchasing grass, loops. Do a flip. Operators, plant, entities.bush. It doesn't tell me how to detect the ground type. Can harvest. If can harvest. More related information, see speed. Change hat is not going to be anything. Clear. See plant. Do a flip. Get world size. Harvest. Yeah. Move. Band 1. Pet the piggy. Plant. Print. Print ground. Get ground type. Okay. Get ground type is what I want. Well, I don't know why it's in here, not anywhere else. So, if get ground type equals ground dot soil. Soil. Let's see how it errors out here. All right, double equal. A colon, okay. Not enough indentation, except I want it to be not equal. If it doesn't equal soil, till. Error. Unlock sense. Oh man. Oh, why would they tease me like this? What happened? I wanted to detect if the ground is soil or not. And I can't because I haven't unlocked it. Is it something I can unlock soon? Get speed, time, simulate, import random cost, unlock, mega farm, get speed, get time, senses, 100 hay. I just buy it. The drone can see now. The functions get position X and get position Y return the current X and Y position of the drone. At the start of each position, they're both 0. The X position increases by 1 for every tile towards the east, and the Y position increases by 1 for every tile towards the north. Number of items, item, returns how many of each item you have. For example, number items, hay, returns how much hay you have. Get entity type and get ground type, return the type of entity or ground that is under the drone. Do a flip if you're over a bush. If the entity type is a bush, do a flip. The none keyword is also unlocked. None is a value that represents that there is no value. For example, a function that has no return statement will actually return none. So it's not 0, it's none. There is no value to return. Get entity type returns none if there's no entity under the drone. If you want to find out how many of a particular unlock you have, use number unlock function. For example, number unlocked unlock speed will return the number of speed upgrades you have. So in theory, because you can check how many unlocks you have, you could make a code that just you paste in at the start of the game and it beats the game and you just go unlock things and it'll update, I guess. Number unlocked senses will return 1 if sensors are unlocked, 0 if they're not. You can also use number unlocked on items, entities, or grounds. Will return a 1 if it is unlocked, otherwise 0. Be careful, number unlock carrots will return the number of times it was unlocked or upgraded. Number unlocked item carrots will only return a 1 or a 0. Same for plants. Okay, so now I should be able to detect the ground type, right? Error. Ground has never been defined. You must assign a value to a variable before using it. Grounds.soil. Grounds.soil. Gotcha. And so now it shouldn't overwrite that with soil. I should just go on to till it, to plant it, excuse me. If I did this correct. All right. It teaches you how to use documentation. Yeah. Or it tries to. Small brain. So let me go look. It said carrots cost 1 of each, so I'm actually not gaining any of these right now. I'm just gaining carrots because it costs a piece of wood and it costs a piece of hay to I like how it's teetering between 1.51k. Oh, but I'm harvesting more than one at a time for at least the hay. Let's see. Speed, 50 carrots. Value of grass, I can't purchase that. Expansion, I can expand. So if we buy expand, it should just auto compensate and we'll print regular stuff up top. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. I started that mid, oh, now we're always gonna have carrots there? Oh no, it clears everything. I'm doing well. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Like I said, I do kind of have a little knowledge of how to do things, but not like real knowledge. So, Enough to get me in trouble, we'll put it that way. I mean, like, I can... While this is harvesting some free carrots for me. If I can find the shortcut for it. So like I said, a lot of what I do is in C++ for Arduino. So like here's some stuff I've been working on for sort of a work project, but not a work project. Where I define a couple of things, and basically this is a little bit of like a time-lapse camera that takes photos only if it detects a human for an hour, after an hour after it detects a human. That was a project I was working on at work. So this was one I actually wanted to see how well AI could write code, and it did like mediocre. So this is kind of like a combo of the both of us. But here's my this one I did all myself. This is on an ESP32 using the Arduino library to connect to my iPad via Bluetooth and like send a page turn command for when I'm playing music. I can turn the page on the iPad and stuff like that. Like this is all stuff like I wrote all this, and some of the stuff I looked up, like how to use the Bluetooth keyboard and stuff like that. But like, I do have a little bit of knowledge, but not a ton, Okay, so we're growing some carrots. Growing some carrots. What can we buy? We can buy a speed increase. I'll do that. Doesn't hurt to go faster. What was the silent print? Quick print. Excuse me. Quick print. That we'll print to the file. Look how much faster it goes when I'm not printing numbers in the sky. Oops. How did I open the... That's just cranking away. I guess I don't actually need that right now, but... Alright, so this is not gaining me any wood. So considering I get 4 hay, 2 or 4, can I do that? Plant bush. Okay, that's removing... Interesting. Can I not do an ore there? Or let me see how it recommends using ore. Oh, that returns a true or false. Okay, so I just want to do... Just copy this and... Actually, why don't we do that? And we'll do that. That makes sense. All right. If I equals 2 or it equals 4. So if I do it the other way, I'm basically returning a true, and so it's always trying to plant. and then failing because that one was tilled, but... Oh, we don't have a 4. Duh. That should be 3. Because it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Brain is slowly wrinkling. This is my debug. No, it's my carrot explanation. All right, so now we should be gaining hay because we're harvesting 4 every turn, and then using 1 to plant carrots every vertical. We're gaining wood because we're planting 2 and using 1 to plant carrots, and we're getting carrots because we're planting carrots and harvesting carrots. $500 carrots to increase the speed. Why am I at 337.5%? What? What? It definitely goes a lot faster when you're not printing numbers everywhere. $500 carrots, 2K. We can expand the farm. Let me stop so I don't mess up our thing again. Pumpkins, ooh. Increases the cost, yield and cost of carrots. Okay, I would probably want to do a... Oh, we're at 6x6 now. Okay, let me do that. And so, okay. Let's see. Let me think. I equals... Or I equals 2. I equals 4. Or I equals 3. Okay, so we'll do that. If I equals... If I equals 1, or I equals 2, and so we'll do 3, 4, and 5, right? And so we'll get rid of this. So we'll do hay, we'll do carrots, wood. If I'm, yeah. I don't know if this is actually going to be any faster because our harvest speed has not increased. Our hat changed back. Does clear the hat? Oh, it might. functions, lists. Okay, so this would be simulate. Leaderboards. Oh boy. That costs treasure chests. That costs pumpkins. Watering. Trees. Fertilizer. Sunflowers. Pumpkins. Wow, okay. Water plants to make them grow faster. Use items.water. Unlock trees. Unlock cost, 70 carat. Okay. I think I want to expand my speed a little bit more. Would I need 500 carats to increase that speed? I think so. At least we get 2 carats per harvest. And can I get a second drone? That would be interesting. $513. All right, so we can buy speed. Ah, look at him go now. 1K carats to unlock the speed again. Already at 50. Interesting. So we're losing wood because carrots cost. What are carrots costing? They cost 2, but we're planting 3. So why? Oh, because we're planting 2. Gotcha. All right, so we're slowly draining our wood coffer here. Wood goes back up. 403, 410. Oh, no, it is going up. How many wood are we harvesting each turn? 1, but it's costing us 4. New hat unlocked. Carrot hat. Farm 1,000 carrots. That's interesting. So if carrots cost 2 wood to plant, wood doesn't say. Wood doesn't cost anything to plant, but I want to know how many wood I harvest. It says 1. We're halfway to another speed upgrade here. I would like to get another speed upgrade if I can. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gaining. If it's 2, that costs 4, and I'm planting 3 per row. And math's not mathing quite well. Unless, hang on a second. No, it does say cost 2. I don't know. We're at 770 out of 1,000 to upgrade my speed again. And then we'll work on trees. I gotta do trees and then pumpkins to unlock more space. Assign values to variables. Next plant equals entities bush. So I could buy that right now. I'll read that while we gain some more. Variables can be thought of as named containers that can hold a value. The equals operator is used to declare a variable and store a value in it. Variable name equals value. The left-hand side of the operator is the variable name. You can give it any name you want. The right-hand side, is an expression whose resulting value will be stored in the variable. Declare a variable named A and store the value of 5 in it. A equals 5. Declare a variable named B and store the returned value can harvest in it. B equals can harvest. Do not confuse the equal operator with the equal operator. The double equal operator checks whether two values are equal and returns true or false. The single equal operator assigns the value on the right to the name on the left. After a variable has been assigned, you can use it in the code to retrieve the value it contains. A equals 5. For I in the range of A, do a flip. The above loop is executed 5 times because A equals 5. The I in the for loop is also a variable that is automatically assigned the current value of the sequence at each iteration of the loop. It doesn't have to be called I. You can give it any variable name. Variables also let you do the same thing in a while loop. A equals 5, I equals 0. While I is greater than A, while basically this is greater than A, do a flip. And then I equals I plus 1. This is the same thing as the for loop above. We just have to increment I manually. Note that to increment I, we set it to be its own value plus 1. Changing the value of a variable based on its previous value is something very common. It can be abbreviated using these operators: plus equals, minus equals, multiply equals, divide equals, modulo equals. 1 equals 1 plus 1 is the same as I plus 1. A equals A divided by 3 is the same as A divided by 3. Okay. So we unlocked that. Now we can do lists. We can do functions. Dictionaries, import, and utilities are after that. So lists. Lists are an easy way to store multiple variables in a single variable. You can create new lists like this. List equals 2 true items.hey. The list now contains the values 2 true and items.hey. The list can also be empty. Empty list equals empty list. You can access an element of the list by its index. The index is 0 for the first element, 1 for the second element, 2 for the third. Plants, carrots. List equals entities trees, entities carrot, entities pumpkin. Plant list equals 1, so 0, 1 is carrots. You can iterate over a list using a for loop. The following example sums all the elements in the list. List equals 4, 7, 2, 5. Sum equals 0. For number in the list, sum plus equals number. The sum is now 18. So it added all those together. Sum is number for number in the list. Okay. The following list methods allow you to add and remove elements. List append element adds an element to the end of list. List equals 2, 6, 12. List append 7. List is now 2, 6, 12, 7. List remove removes the first occurrence of the element. They shouldn't have put 2 as the second in the list, although this is 2. That's 0, so that makes sense. List is now 1, 4, 2. The first element is the second 2. List insert, index element, inserts an element at the given index. Entities tree, entities wood, insert 1, items wood. They'll insert wood at the 0, 1 right before it. List.pop index removes the element at the specified index. If no index is specified, the last item is removed. So you can see a pop, it removed the last one. Pop 1 would remove the 5. The len function returns the length of the list. That's 3. Lists have a reference semantic. That means that assigning a list to a variable assigns the same list object to that variable rather than making a copy of the list. If two variables reference the same list, changes will be seen by both. A equals 1, 2, B equals A, B equals pop. Now A and B are both 1 because we removed 2 from B, which is equal to A. Okay. And finally, functions. Use the def keyword to define a new function. Def f, argument 1, argument 2 equals false. Function code. You can now call the operator to call the function f42. How did we get 42 out of this, though? Also see scopes to learn about local and global variables and functions. You've already seen built-in functions like harvest. You can also define your own functions, which allows structuring your code in a modular way. It basically allows you to give a name to a block of code so you can call it from anywhere you want. Function definitions. For example, you could define a function that moves the drone several times. Define move in direction, n in direction. For I in range n, move direction. The def keyword signals that this is a function definition. Move n direction is the name that the function gets bound to. This can be any valid variable name and will be used to call the function. N and dir are parameters. They are variables that hold the values that are passed to the function. These values are also called arguments. You add as many parameters to a function definition as you want. The colon comes after the colon comes a code block that will run. With the above definition, the following code moves the drone 10 tiles north and 2 west. Move in direction 10 north because we're saying for I in range 10, move the direction. So basically, move dir is saying for I in the range of 10, move that direction. Okay. When you see define function, you should really think of it as a variable assignment like this. Function equals create new function object. Like with all assignments, you can use the variable before it was assigned. The def statement has to run before any function. Oh, you can't use it before it was assigned. It has to run. All right. Return keyword to make a function return a value. Return A. Okay, this is tuples, multiple values. This is where stuff gets way over my head. Also assign default values when no arguments are passed. Okay. I'll revisit that page when I need to. So let's see. False. Okay. I should be able to unlock more things now. And do more speed. 5 out of 5 speeds. Purchase the tree. Trees are a better way to get wood than bushes. They give 5 wood each. Like bushes, they can be planted on grass or soil. Trees like to have some space, and planting them right next to each other will slow them down. The growing time is doubled for each tree that is on a tile directly to the northeast or west or south of it. So if you plant trees on every tile, they will take 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 16 times longer to grow. Percent operator returns the remainder. Okay. So let me think. Let me think of how I want to do this then. I think I'm fine leaving if I want to do... Zaka, what is your obsession with making emotes fart into each other's mouths? Why would you ever make me say that sentence? Okay. So, this is what I'm going to do. If I equals 5, only for the top row, if get position Y, no, get position X, one of the cats is snoring. Equals no. I do this. Does that work? Right. Add a colon. Yeah, all right. Plant cities dot tree. Trying to use the percent function to get position X. The function object value. Did you mean to call the function with the call operator? Okay, we got an achievement for planting a tree. Okay. Do I have an else? Else. Plant. Entities dot bush. Is that a valid? Else colon. It wasn't ready to harvest, so it skipped it. Interesting that it's sometimes ready to harvest and sometimes not. Oh, because they have a range of time that it can grow. Yeah, okay. We're going too fast. All right, so well, let's do this. Stop. Right? Equals 5 or equals I equals 3. And then we'll remove this. And we'll do trees. All right. And so then we take this to our logical conclusion here. We'll take this and put that there. If it does not equal 0, plant a tree. And so we should plant a tree here. And so that's not one of the cardinal directions around it. So it shouldn't go slower. Let me look at tree. North, east, south. Yeah, okay. All right. And so now we should be planting bushes to surround the trees. I want to unlock some stuff with wood, so I'm going to let wood grow fast right now. Later, what we could do is sprinkle in carrots. We can do 2 rows of wheat and then sprinkle carrots between all this to make a little bit better use of our area here. I'm sure we could do some math to figure out what's optimal. If each one of these needs 2 pieces of wood and each of these gives us 5 wood, we could have... What? Well, hang on. This gives us 10 carrots. Why do we have 10 carrots here? Hold up. No, it still costs 2. Okay. So we could do 5... 5 carrots per 2 trees. I don't have enough room vertically to do that, but maybe between the 2 of them, since they have to have diagonals. What can we unlock? We can do grass yield up. We can do carrot yield up. Let me do that right now. So how much are we getting per carrot? 4 carrots each. Okay. Okay, so we're not planting every tree. We're not harvesting every tree because they're growing slow. So maybe we did unlock a water function, didn't we? Oops. I bought more yield on the bushes by mistake. That's okay. We got a lot of fucking hay right now. Did we unlock? Oh, thank you. I did have a little bit of help because I did look at this before where it said to do modulo, but I that would be the way I would think of to do that, or I could do the divide by 2 a couple of times, but the remainder, so which one was it? Not variables. Not functions. Which wait, where was it? Operators. I could do one of the operators. One of the operators allowed us to do the divide star or whatever it was. There's another way to do it, but thank you, appreciate it. Ad starting in 5 minutes, by the way. Happy coding and mischievous emotes, yeah. The yield and cost of carrots. I'm out of speed. Alright, so let's look at carrots cost 8 and 8 now. These guys give us 8. These guys give us 8. Okay. And the tree costs... Or does it tell me what it costs? Does the tree not cost anything? No, because it doesn't. It gives us 40 wood each? Holy shit. shit, it does. Okay. Okay. Unlock pumpkins. We're there. Might as well, right? Pumpkins grow like carrots on tilled soil. Planting them costs carrots. When all the pumpkins in a square are fully grown, they'll grow together to form a giant pumpkin. Unfortunately, pumpkins have a 20% chance of dying once they're fully grown, so you need to replant the dead ones if you want them to merge. When a pumpkin dies, it leaves behind a dead pumpkin that won't drop anything when harvested. Planting a new plant in its place can automatically removes the dead pumpkin, so there's no need to harvest it. Can harvest always returns false on dead pumpkins. The yield of a giant pumpkin depends on the size of the pumpkin. Whoa. It's a good idea to get these 6x6 size pumpkins to get the full multiplier. It means even if you plant a pumpkin on every tile or square, one of the pumpkins may die and prevent the mega pumpkin from growing. Weird. Okay, so let's do... Let me think. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. Let me just back this up. How do I get this back? Okay, so that stops. Okay, so I can just get rid of this for now. Oops. I want to move you, buddy. Just hide it right here. So, fry in the range of get world size. Quick print eye can harvest. So it said pumpkins would return... Always returns false. So if it returns false, it won't harvest it. But trying to plant will overwrite it, so I don't need to harvest it. Okay. So let's do this. I equals 0. Or... So we'll plant pumpkins all down here. Carrots, oops. Plant it into the grass. Let's see if this... let's see if this does... My thought is I could do one big pumpkin, although I don't know if it will try and form a pumpkin in the middle if some of these die. But is that the worst thing if it makes one pumpkin in the middle instead of... You know what I mean? Because I'm still making a big pumpkin. Error. Entities.carrots. It's capital carrots. Hello, Bert. Carrots. Carrots. Pumpkins. Plant a pumpkin. So that pumpkin died. That pumpkin died. That pumpkin died. You got a lot of dead pumpkins. Oh. Make a big pumpkin. What? Big pumpkin. All right, so one issue I already see. We're making pumpkins way too quick. What is going on here? Hold up. Why was it throwing an error? Okay, I need to... All right, I need to till the soil for... carrot. Wait a second. Wait a second. 3. Hey, thank you, Strawberry. Appreciate it. F0. How was your stream? Hopefully you're doing well today. 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing carrots and trees. 1, 2, 3, or 0, 1, 2. We're doing that. So I'm not specifying. So okay, I needed this to be 4 I equals 3. Sorry, I have a cat on me now, so I gotta type with my left hand only. But yeah, we're making some pumpkins. Cool. I think maybe I want to reverse that so I have more carrots than wheat. That was a big pumpkin. So I think someone smarter than me might try and detect when we are about to harvest a pumpkin that might grow bigger. Although that would take a second to run across. That might not be time efficient, but let me do this. Let me take this else and put it here. Let me take this else and put it here. And that way we're doing more carrots than wheat. Your internet? Ah, dang. Yeah, I haven't gotten quite to sunflowers yet. Although, where are they? They were in a weird spot, weren't they? Yeah, they're here. I could get there soon. I have enough to unlock it. My other thought is I could try watering the pumpkins so I can guarantee that they fully grow so I don't lock myself out. There's been once or twice where I should have had a bigger pumpkin and I didn't. Hey, I think we're following. Because I harvested it too soon. I'm not super concerned about that. I wonder how much longer it takes to water. Does it actually say? Because I can log it. Plants grow faster when they're watered. The ground has a water level ranging from 0 to 1. The function get water returns the water level of the ground it's over. The growth speed of a plant scales linearly from 1x speed at water level 0 to 5x at water level 1. The ground dries up over time and average loses 1% of its current water per second. There is some random variance to this. Maintaining a high water level will consume much more water than maintaining a low water level. You can use water on your plants. 1 tank of water is automatically added to your inventory every 10 seconds. Upgrading unlocks watering will give you additional water every 10 seconds. What tank holds 0.5 water. Call use items water over any ground to water the ground. Have I heard of a new game where you program 130 voice VLANs on a Cisco switch? We'll only be able to SSH into it. Same vibe as this, but there's no cute drones wearing a hat. Only a black screen, white text. Boy, it's fun. Oh, wow. No, I haven't heard of that one. You get me a key for that? Use item water. So what happens if plant entity pumpkin, use item water? Where is my, oh, there's my water tank. I have 6 water. Okay, so it uses the whole thing. Water levels 0.25, right? Because it said each water gives us 0.25 waters. And so if it's linear between 1 to 5, that would be a 2-ish X. Does it tell me somewhere? No, I'm gonna run out of water real quick. Yeah, I'm out of water. Didn't have enough. And the water level is going down. It's going down fairly slow. Every 10 seconds, it said. Oh, it's probably just giving me 1 every 10 seconds, isn't it? Additional tank of water. Yep, it just gave me 1. Okay. So we gotta increase the amount of water. Fertilizer. Grows plants instantly. We have a shit ton of wood right now, so I'm just gonna fucking buy. That should give us plenty. Yes, I'm getting 1 every other second or so. Farm 1,000 pumpkins. All right, Strawberry, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the raid. Look at that fat fucking pumpkin, dude. So I can unlock another layer here with 1,000 pumpkins. Let me stop the code so we don't wreck everything. And now we have more room to play. So we gained an extra 2 on every side. So what do I want to make those extra 2? Right now they're just wheat, or I guess grass. I could make pumpkins an extra big one. However, oh yeah, because we got 2. Oh, yeah, all right, yeah, why not? So let me think. Or I equals 3, and then we do 6 or 4, and then we do 5. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. 6 or 4. I guess we could do 4i equals 4 and do 5 and 7. Make this 6 and just see what we get. You're high on brisk. Whoa, look at that, a giant 4x4. Why are my beloved pumpkins dying so quickly? Bro, I want to see the monster pumpkin, though, please. What do you think, Bert? Are we master code farmers now? What happened here? Oh, we are. I see. I understand. Interesting. So because they grow after we went to that section, it leaves blank spaces. That's very interesting. I mean, it makes sense. No more speed. 8K. I'll have timing. I don't want to unlock timing, no. Dictionaries. Right of. Oh. Import other files. Random. There we go. I wanted random. To get the random hat. Let me get 1,000 pumpkins so I can make random hats. What are your favorite energy drinks? I've been drinking the old standby. The green Mountain Dew amp, not the orange one. Seneca is wrong. The green one is superior. However, I did get the cherry one. That was really good. It's just they don't make it anymore, so I had to buy it off of somebody on eBay, and it was super expensive, but I wanted to try it, so I bought some. They have a black cherry now, which is not bad, but it's not the same. But I try not to drink too many energy drinks, but it's it wasn't even a long day at work. It's just not a ton happened, and so it was so low energy all day. So I was just like, ooh, dragging a little bit, you know. What's going on, Haley? I know you do. I had like, I don't know, 3/5 of that Mountain Dew amp, and I can feel that I'm like, a little bit. Okay, we have 1,000 pumpkins. So let me buy random. Why do I not get an explanation for random? Random. Samples a random number between 0 inclusive and 1 exclusive. Returns the random number. Takes 1 tick to execute. Define random element list. Index random. Divided by 1. Return list index. That's not how I thought it would go. I thought I'd be able to do like get random number, apply random hat. Was there no like explanation for random? Like they all had little tutorials except for random. I can right click to get more info about functions. I can't right click to get more info about random. Hats. Change hats. So can I do change hat random? Can I do that? Not a valid argument. No, you can't. I like how resizing the window changes where the error is. That's not meant to happen. The joint is a cool hat. Yeah, I can change the hat. I can't do random apparently. Hat dot hats dot random. No. So I have a list of hats. Brown hat, carrot hat, gray hat, green, purple, straw, traffic, tree, wizard. I thought I had more than that. Where's my carrot hat? Oh, I do have a carrot hat. Do I have a pumpkin hat? Change hats, random lens hat. Boy, what does the lens do again? Let me see if I could find. I remember that being part of this, right? No. I'm going to find it. Hang on a second. Lens. Function returns the length of list. Right. Hats. I don't know what the bracket like that does, though. Random times the length of the list. Let's try it out and see. Oops. Square bracket close is expected here, but it's over here. Random times length of hats. Oops. No. Yeah, well, I just want to do it because I can make it. I can put it at the end so it changes the hat every time it circles. So it cycles through. It expects to close brackets sooner. Why? Hang on a second. Why is there an underscore in here? What did I do wrong? The one argument of len was hats, so I can't do the length of hats, apparently. Is it just hat? Hat was never defined. No. It was an underscore, but it's, I guess I can't make the length of a list. Oops. Hats. Hats may not be a list of hats. Yeah, I guess it's not. Oh, well. I just thought it'd be cool to have a different hat every time. Change hat. Contains all hat types. Can be iterated with a for loop. So can I do for list hats? That's definitely going to say no. Can I do 4 hats? Let's look at the 4. E, F, I don't see 4 in here. It means it's underneath something else. Dead pumpkin. Oh. You have to make your own list. I'd have to enumerate each item in the list. That means every time I get a new hat, I have to add a new hat to the list. All right. 4 heads. All right, well, let's do that to try and do a little bit more list. So List equals start that, and we do oops. Hats dot brown carrot gray. It's not brown underscore hat underscore hat, and then comma. They should just let you do copy. I'm gonna do a screenshot to make it easier for me. My pumpkins are rotting. No, they're fine. Brown hat. Carrot dot hat. Oops, hat. Underscore hat. And I do copy. Gray hat. Green hat. Purple hat. Straw hat. I got a traffic cone. Oh, that's capital. Traffic underscore cone. Hats dot traffic cone. Tree hat, wizard hat. Tree underscore hat. Oh. Wizard underscore hat. And then I close this. Oops. Okay, so that's all the hats. Let me bring chat back up. I like how my water is still going. Plant list. So I could do list equals 4. List is a reserved keyword. It doesn't seem to be blocking me. Guess we'll find out in a second here. Oh, there's so much going on. Number in list. Sum equals that plus number for hats in list. Change hat. I gotta look up how to do change hat. Change hat to hat. That work? Brown hat has never been defined. You must assign a value to the variable before using it. Wait, what? Oh. I gotta spell list correct. That doesn't help anything. Single variable. You can create new lists like this. List equals whatever. So why can't I? I got to do... Oh, right, because it's the whole hat. Right. Okay. Hat stop brown hat. Gotcha. That makes so much more sense. Okay. Oops. Stop. I keep losing my copy paste. Maybe I copied nothing. Hat. Wizard hat. So running that does nothing though. Error. Wizard. Hats.wizard hat doesn't exist. Did I spell wizard wrong? I did. This too many Z's in wizard. Wizard hat. Okay. What's going on, Dr. Nick? Okay, it changed to wizard hat. Okay, it went through and it stopped. Okay. So if I take this now and I add it to the end, how do I wrap the list is the next question. I got to figure out. Remove element, insert, pop, length list. Let me come back to that. So if I put this, move east, and then change hat, right? So let's see what happens if I run this now. Yeah, it just goes through all of them. I don't want to do that. Okay. Don't care about hat. Let me review this. Accident index. Index is 0. Okay, so what if I do... for I in len list change hat? 9 can't be iterated in a for loop. There, loop must be given sequence for I in... Okay. Range. Oops. Range. Does that work? Oh, I'm not going to look at the answer just yet. Hang on. Hat has never been defined. Just do that. The one argument, the change hat, was all that not valid. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. For number in list. Okay, hang on a second. For number in list. If I just change that to number. No, it's still... Change hat number? No, I wouldn't. I see you're using random. All right, let's see. So I don't need this if I'm doing that. Change hat. List. Then I'm calling random. Trying to understand why I'm doing this. Oops. Times the length of the, oh my god, lust list by 1 close parenthesis. Let's see, list random. Yeah, that did it. Christmas tree. I don't remember having a Christmas tree. Okay. Boy. Oops, I'm gonna not make the window. You can't make a horizontal scroll bar. Great, okay. Change hat. List random times of the length of the list. Not function. Hang on a second. Just floor. Gotcha. Okay. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let's just make sure that we're on an even number. So we're choosing a random number times I guess I gotta look at here. What's everyone making? Have for dinner? I had a Chipotle rice bowl with steak in it. Oh, goodbye, Bert. Have some pizza. You're indexing random to the hat list. That. I think I understand what we're doing. I just don't think I could replicate it without looking at this again. But all right. I mean, it's working the way I expect it to, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So oh wait, no, it's not actually. Look at that giant ass pumpkin though. I broke something. Hang on a second. Let me move the list of hats. I want to change every time it goes through an entire. Yeah, why is it? I gotta think of how I want to do this. I want it to change when it gets to the end, so when it wraps back around. Okay, I just steal this. Not this exactly, but. If position X equals 0, and if you get position Y equals 0, change hat. Let's see if it accepts that. We don't accept. Oops. Oops. A colon is so I can't use the and operator. Or do I need to say and? I gotta say and. And get position Y equals 0. Trying to use equal on a function, get position Y. This function is not in itself Y. Oh. Sure. All right, so every time it's here, it should change hat. Thank you for your help. I appreciate you prompting me in the right direction. But have a good night. So this should change back or to a different random hat. Okay, cool. Yeah, of course the random hat it chose was the first hat. And so what we can do to build on this is check if the water level is 1, and if it is, or if it's above 0.75, not to give it more water, or if it's 1, not to give it more water. How can you manipulate the drone programming game to mine crypto? I'm sure there's a way one. I'm sure we can program it to mine Ethereum or something. It sure likes those, the regular hat and the brown regular hat. Choose something wacky next. Drone? Did I break the code somehow? No, there's a tree. Okay, now we're good. All right, let's read the water level next. The function get water. If get underscore water is greater than or equal to 0.8 colon is less than or equal to 0.8. And that way when it's it shouldn't water this since the water level is 0.82 unless it goes beneath 0.8. It is, damn it. Water level 1. All right, let's see when it comes back. No, because if you try and run a second code like page, it just overwrites. It just runs that one instead of the one you're on. Okay, so it didn't water. 0.88. Okay, cool. That way we're not using a ton of water. I mean, if that's the case, I have so much water, I might as well just do water everywhere. What if we do... there we go. That way it waters everything. Oh, we can only water plants, water that is tilled, can't we? All right, well, too bad. Wait, no. Why didn't it water this? Oh, it did. Why? Interesting that it watered... Unless it remembered it had water. That's possible. Let's see when it comes back. Yeah, okay. These must have water from last time, that's why. So, Eva, the way the water works is... 0 water is a speed multiplier of 1. And 1 water is a speed multiplier of 5. And so it ramps between them. So if I have like 0.8, it's still like a 4x or something. You know what I mean? Water the entire farm above 0.5. All right, so I watered everything. Oh, they do have a water level. Okay, yeah. It just doesn't show a visual difference. So I'm getting an additional bonus for having a higher water level. So yes, I could say if it's above half or below half to refill, but I might as well put it at 0.8 because each dose of water is 0.25, so I'm only wasting 0.25 if it's at 8, and I keep my growth speed as high as possible, basically. Well, part of the code dictates when the pumpkins enter pregnancy mode. Well, when they join up to form mega pumpkins, that's just an intrinsic feature of pumpkins themselves. I do not dictate when that happens, besides planting and making them not die. But yes, I am technically wasting a little bit of water if they're anywhere between 0.76 and 8. I'm still watering even though I can't overwater, but that's okay. I mean, we got 1.1k waters. I'm not worried about wasting water right now. I can always lower that if I need to. You know they could get Brigantes. Yeah, look how big it is. It's huge. Can I only store 10k carrots? Oh no, I can store more. I should buy more stuff though. Let's see. Increases pumpkin yield, sure. I can get sunflowers, fertilizer. Grows plants instantly. At some point, waiting for plants to grow is just not efficient enough anymore. Similar to water, you'll automatically receive 1 fertilizer every 10 seconds, plus an extra 1 for each upgrade. Fertilizer can make plants grow instantly. Use item fertilizer reduces the remaining growing time of the plant under the drone by 2 seconds. This has some side effects. Plants grown with fertilizer will be infected. When a plant is infected, half of its yield is turned into items weird substance when it's harvested. Weird substances can be used on plants, which has the effect of toggling the infected status of the plant and all adjacent plants. If you can use weird substance on an infected plant, it will cure it, but using it on a healthy plant will infect it. If you can use it on an infected plant that has healthy neighbors, it will cure the plant but infect the neighbors and vice versa. So it's that light switch game where you turn on one light switch and all the ones around it turn off. Nope. Thanks, but no thanks. Oh. I'm gonna say a big pass on that one, buckaroo. Mazes. A maze with a treasure in the middle. Oh, so we gotta do navigation. Oh boy. Sunflowers and power. Plant entities, sunflower. Sunflowers collect the power of the sun. You can harvest that power. Planting them works exactly like planting carrots or pumpkins. Harvesting a grown sunflower yields power. If there are at least 10 sunflowers on the farm, and you harvest one with the largest number of petals, you get 5 times more power. Measure returns the number of petals of the sunflower under the drone. Sunflowers have at least 7 and at most 15 petals. They can already be measured before they're fully grown. Several sunflowers can have the same number of petals. So there can also be several sunflowers with the largest number of petals. In this case, it doesn't matter which one you harvest. As long as you have power, the drone will use it to run twice as fast. It consumes 1 power every 30 actions, like moves. Executing Other code statements can also use power, but cost a lot less than drone actions. In general, everything that is sped up by speed upgrades also speed up by power. Anything sped up by power also uses power proportional to the time it takes to execute, ignoring speed upgrade. Ooh-wee, okay. I'm gonna expand my, oh, I need 8K pumpkins to do that, never mind. Wowee. How do you program the sun? I think you program around the sun. I mean, I could do... If I equals 4, one of them's digging in the litter box. Plant entities dot sunflower. Plant a sunflower. Right now, I'm just going to straight up harvest them. Whoa, look at that pumpkin. Oh my god. I was going to tell it to wait until they had more petals, but maybe I don't need to? Why? Why are we saying words in chat like that? I mean, we're gaining power. Oh, the mommy pumpkin. I get it. I get it. Understood. In fact, I think I'm planting too many sunflowers. If get position X is greater than 5, plant entities dot grass else plant sunflower. Oops. Else. So it should do sunflowers and then grass over here. And we'll see if we can sustain. Probably you can grow grass in tilled soil. So we ran out. So maybe I want to make that 6. Okay, let's do that. Look at that big ass pumpkin though. How big can they get? I could try and do the whole map as pumpkin. What if I do... if actually what if I just do this? Too much indentation. Oh. What? What did I do wrong? Hang on a second. What do you mean too much? Oh, no, it is. Okay. No. How? What are we doing wrong? Quick print. If and move. Okay, but when you're done, restart. What did I do wrong? Oh. There we go. Ah, for Christ's sakes. I shouldn't harvest any good pumpkins. How's that? I don't know what that little. Oh, that's the tip of the of the pumpkin. The stem. How's that? You watched? No, don't say that, dude. All right, so I don't have enough to successfully do that. All right, so I could just do one extra wheat over there. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. You little... My little buddy. I don't like either of those two last chats. Alrighty, what else can we purchase? What do we need to... 8K? Expand. That's going to mess everything up because I... Yep. I hit the expand button in the middle, so... I'll go ahead and do this. Nothing useful to do that. You got a B because your professor liked you. Interesting. Ad's about to start. First off. I don't know what you can do with excess power. If anything. What if I do 6? And we do 4 I equals 4 or I equals 5. Bert, you're not in a good position for me to be playing a game that requires typing, little buddy. Seven. Eight. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 0 through 11. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as pumpkins. Right, yeah, 6. 7, we're doing trees or grass. Or I equals 9. Trees or grass. 8 or 10. We're doing tree or carrot. Why don't we do 8 or 10 there. We do 11 or 9. Oops. Or I equals 7. Think that's going to do what I want? Pause the stream. It's 8 ad time. Just subscribe, bro. I'm joking. All I did was change what gets planted where. I might add a second row of sunflowers and take away a row of pumpkins. You got an ad for lip filler? Ooh. I'm not going to recommend you modify your body, chat. I wish I could control what ads are played, but that's kind of lame, in my opinion. I mean, to each their own, but generally prefer people stock unmodified. I don't know how you want to label that, but again, personal preference, I guess. Seven, 6. Natural, sure, that works, yeah. What can we buy? We got speed, we can unlock more wheat. We don't really need more wheat. 64k pumpkins for the next expansion. Okay, we'll hold on that. Carrot yield, water yield, tree yield, pumpkin yield, 16k carrots. I don't know if that. Cactus. Polyculture. Use companion planting to increase yield. Plant type XY. Get companion. Dinosaurs. Mega farm. More drones. Oh shit. Mazes. Top hat. A very fancy hat. Only the best drones get to wear. 100 million? A billion? 10 billion? Wowee. Would making the sunflower vertical column be better so you can stockpile power than burn it through the rest until you reach y equals 0? I don't know. Would it make a difference if I have one row horizontal versus one row vertical? I don't know. Y equals 138 divided by 2? I don't know if that means anything in the context of the game. Plus, I currently am rising in power. That's a weird phrase maybe to say. Oh no, it's pretty balanced. It's going down and going back up. What they need is a graph like Factorio. That's what I need. Where did I throw an error? Warning. Try to use items of water, but didn't. Oh, I ran out of water. Okay, that's fine. So maybe I'll buy the water upgrade since we have a lot more land now. Honestly, not really worried about it. That's just a little extra bonus for us. It's taking us so long to get around that it doesn't even need to grow that fast. It's just, ooh, look at that fucking pumpkin. It's just nice to have. You know what I mean? Cactus. Like other plants, cacti can be grown on soil and harvested as usual. However, they come in various sizes and have strange sense of order. If you harvest a fully grown cactus and all its neighbor cacti are in sorted order, it will also harvest all neighboring cacti recursively. A cactus is considered to be in sorted order if all neighboring cacti to the north and east are fully grown and larger or equal in size. So all neighboring cacti in the south and west are all fully grown and smaller or equal size. The harvest only spread if all adjacent cacti are fully grown in the sorted order. That means that if the square of grown cacti is sorted by size, you harvest one, it will harvest the entire square. A fully grown cacti will appear brown if not sorted. Once sorted, it will turn green again. You will receive cactus equals the number of harvested cacti squared. So if you harvest n cacti simultaneously, you'll receive n to the power of 2 items of cactus. The size of a cactus is measured with measure. It's always one of those numbers. You can also pass a direction into measure to measure the neighboring tile. You can swap a cactus with its neighbor in any direction using the swap command. Oh no. Swap direction. Swaps the object under the drone, the object one tile in the direction of the drone. In each of these grids, all the cacti are sorted in order and the harvest will spread over the entire field. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. In this grid, only the lower left cactus is in sorted order, which is not enough for it to spread. Oh, chat. I don't want to sort cactuses. I hate to say it. This might be the limit of my brain power. So my thought is we start an array, right? We have the ability to do an array. Do we? Function, list. I guess we start a list then. Dictionaries. Dictionaries are data structures that allow you to map key values in the same way that a real dictionary maps words and their definitions. You can look it up. Dictionary can be gated like this: northeast, east, south, southwest, west, north. The expression before the colon is the key, and the expression after the colon is the value which the key maps. The above dictionary maps each direction to the direction to its right. Here's another one that gets the drone's position to the entity it's over. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorting cactus is so fun. Bro, I got so many cacti sorted. So I guess my thought would be to make a list. And then we can compare positions in the list. But that's only... A list isn't an array. Putting all your code in a single file quickly becomes unmanageable. Import allows you to... Yes, you can import other thing. That's fine. I'm not going to use that because I have no brains. Cost. Allows the access to the cost of things. Get cost so I can see how much an item costs so I can make sure I don't plant an item if I have not enough items to cost. Unlock. Automatically unlocks things. The fully automated game, you can use unlock function to automatically unlock features. For example, you can unlock speed, unlock span. All right. Interesting that that's so deep into it. If this was closer to the top, you could theoretically make the game play itself. But until you got unlocked, you'd have to choose manually, but I have to admit the cactuses I think are gonna not make my brain happy. So I need weird substances to unlock the maze. But I need the cactuses. I don't think it does. Let's see. I don't have what I need for Mega Farm, so if I do... Use unlock functionality. You can unlock speed, unlock expand. Determine the cost. Get cost. Get cost. Return. It doesn't say. No, it doesn't. It doesn't let you. It doesn't let you cheese, unfortunately. Get cost. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. It just gets into sorting and... Ooh, it costs 2 pumpkins to plant a cactus too. So I'm not gonna do this. I don't have the brain power to do this, but my thought process is this, right? Let's say we plant a 3x3 grid of cactus. Right here, hang on a second. We plant a 3x3 grid of cactus, right? We plant them and we let them. We go along. We do not. We have a we don't call harvest on it, right? And so once it's fully grown, which we can check for all of them, what I would think is we make for the horizontal for the first row, we make a list. And then we compare the first to second and swap them if needed. And then compare the second to third and swap them if needed, right? And then we'd have to do that. If we had 4, we'd have to do that 3 times to iterate and make sure we got the one over here all the way to the left if we need to. And since we're doing 3, we would swap these 2 and then swap these 2 and then check if we need to swap these 2 again. Basically, we'd have to go through it twice, I guess. And then once that's sorted, we do the same thing. Check and swap, check and swap, check and swap, check and swap, and then check and swap, check and swap, check and swap, check and swap. And then we do the same thing vertically. So check and swap, 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 check and swap. And then it would be in order, and then we can harvest the lowest one. If green harvest, wait, you're saying to randomly swap them until they're green? I don't want to do that. Does I think you can choose an axis. Let's see. Swap command. Swap direction. Yeah, in the direction. So you could do swap north, swap south, swap east, swap west. So in theory, you can compare these two and swap, and then compare these two and swap, and you wouldn't even need to, or if doing a hard, you could compare these two from this, you know, get your list, swap, and then swap. I guess you'd have to, yeah, you'd have to do it more than once, because what if this is the lowest one? So you'd have to move it left. So you'd have to do it a couple times to make sure everything got in order, and then do it again, and do it again, and then do it again, and again, and again, and then you can harvest the smallest one. Go at the, eventually you'll harvest it. Yeah, I don't doubt that. However, I don't think that would be efficient. What's stopping me from doing this right now is A, I'm tired, and B, the thought of, I guess I don't need to do a list. If we predefine the size of the grid, and we always make sure it's in the lower left, starting at 0, we could define a size, so whether it's 3 or 5 or whatever, plant, once they're all grown, we can check if it's grown. We can just go on each square, just compare right, and see, you know, and make that go. Compare, do that across, again, and do that as many other across as we need to, and then do it vertically. And then just check the last one to see if it's green. And if the last one is green, we can harvest the first one, which will eat the rest. Oh. Sorry, I gotta get up and stretch. My fucking butt hurts from sitting for too long. I think we could brute force it like that. Let's do this. Hang on a second. Let's do this. Oops. I shift tab brings up the Steam list. Hang on a second. The Steam overlay. I forgot about that. Didn't they say to use shift tab? Oops. Where did they say to use shift tab? Or am I wrong? It's possible I'm wrong. For the last 60 seconds, you farmed nothing. I get what you're saying. I don't think I want to. Fuck, I keep doing the shift tab. I don't think I want to. If can harvest. I keep doing shift tab. Else plant entities dot cactus. And then we do Why are we running? Isn't enough indentation here. I don't want. Or no, I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. If it can harvest, break. I don't. That's gonna send me not where I want to be. I think. Bert, come on. Come on. I know you want to sit on my lap, buddy, but my fucking ass hurts, dude. I don't actually want to do anything if we can harvest. Why am I planting? I gotta plant it on. I gotta plant it on. That's not what I wanted to do. Isn't enough indentation here. Too much indentation here. No, it wasn't too much indentation. Some of the sounds are definitely Minecrafty sounds, aren't they? For eye in range, while true. If plant, move. I don't. Oh. The green, it's very hard for me to tell which colors are which. Oh, shit. Or none of them? I guess they all have to be sorted, don't they? That's not what I want to do. Just for now. All right, sorry. I after 8 hours of work and 3 hours of stream, I don't think I'm in the position to do this. I just want to plant this square here, and I can think of how I want to do that. I probably should be range of 3 horizontal and vertical, but I think I'm gonna be done with this for now. Let me give away a copy of this game though before I'm done. Let me pull up Nightbot here to do that. All right. If you're interested in a copy of this game, just say something in chat, anything. It should let you enter. I'm just looking at the giveaway screen right now. Something. Yeah, okay, you entered. I'll give you all a minute to enter. And if you don't want it, I'll pass it on to the next person. But we'll do some cleanup here. Again, this was the copy of this game was given to me to play. I'm being compensated for my time as well, although it was an interesting game I wanted to check out anyway, so I'm not worried about that personally. It came out today. It is on sale for $8, I believe. $7.99. Yeah, $7.99 right now. It's on sale for the next 2 weeks. It's normally $9.99. So if you're interested in checking it out and maybe doing a better job than me, I would say go ahead and pick up the copy. Is Evil the only one who wants a copy? Didn't you want to enter to get a copy? If anybody else wants, you know, a copy, better say so now. But yeah, I mean, I would potentially revisit this at some point in the future, maybe when my brain is feeling a little tingly, when I need to do something. Oh, you know what? There was... Where was it? The set speed. You can set world size. Oh, but you gotta have 500 treasure chests to do that. Damn. I was gonna say that would make it really easy to test the cactus stuff. Because I can set the world size to 3 and then crank away at it, but... Alright, nobody else wants to enter to win a copy of the game? So far, it's only Evil who's entered. I could have sworn Beep wanted a copy. Beep fell asleep after daunting math homework, maybe. I gotta form wrinkles in my brain. Yeah, it's too smooth right now. I'm gonna get rid of this. That was my bad attempt at planting cactuses. Beef. I can't flip a coin with Nightbot though, is the issue. Sunflower hat. Oh, I gotta add it to the list. I can't believe it's just evil. I figured more people would want it than that. I mean, do you want me to flip a coin, Evil? Or do you just want it? Because again, Beep seems like they might be preoccupied. And I feel bad, but they're not here. Alright, fair enough. What if we do this? Five video entities. Cactus. We add cactuses to this. It's not in size order. It's reverse size order. All right. Heads or tails, Evil? I'm gonna hit flip again, so. Tails. Heads. All right, so we'll give it to Beep. If you're on board with that, seems like you were. Now you're not feeling guilty? All right. It's interesting. I guess everything has to be sorted, right? Did they say that? I think they did say that. All neighboring. Yeah, so it won't even do like small, big. It won't even like let you fake it. But all right, I am gonna be done. Thank you guys for watching. Again, thanks to the publisher and developer for giving me a copy and letting me show you guys this game. Like I said, a lot of it clicked. Once we started getting into lists and all that stuff, I was kind of like, so, you know, I gotta sit down and experiment more. And I think that something like this is definitely a good game to like iterate on and all that, which maybe for somebody who doesn't know coding super well is maybe not the most entertaining to watch. But I think for yourself, if you're learning to code, is entertaining for you to do on your own time. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? But, alright. Thank you guys for watching. And hopefully I will be back tomorrow with more Mario or Mario Yakuza or something like that. I'll DM Beep and give them the key. Alright, bye.